Much BMW, huh?
Yeah,
A lot of BMW too.
So here we are. On the right side you see the Elizabeth Garden, the Elizabeth Park, and this is a park which is the most tempting place for those teenage kids, because below the park level there is a big underground bar area. It's like an alternative performing area. So when your kids became teenage, this is like when they're not at home, you find them here for sure. Every day of the week there is something going on just to keep them busy and entertain and keep them away from their school books. When you're looking to your right, you see those bright colored buildings, and these are buildings of the Budapest City Hall, Budapest City Council. Plus we have got alternative theaters as well. So we have got, for instance, very interesting of these alternative, sometimes English-speaking acts, you know. And there's also part of the Teachers Training College and University of Science, which we have got deeply in those streets built and used until today. And this is the part of the city what we call the Little Ring Road, the Little Boulevard. And this has been the place where the medieval city wall used to stand until 200 years ago. So this has been the border of the medieval ancient Pest city. And now we have got a little bit of the fight over the roadworks, because we have to replace the gas pipes, you know, the water and sewage and everything, and put a new tram line. But, you know, I'm telling you, it wasn't any better in the summertime. So this is not a part of the winter activities. Hungarians are always doing roadworks. This is one of our national sport, I would say so. So when you're looking to your left, this is what we have got for the great synagogue building. Pretty much of the same age like the basilica was, 1854 to 1859. We have completed it, and it has got everything else. But look at the facades, look at the architecture, what you see now on the left side. Look at the ornaments, what they created on the houses, and you can tell the city used to be very wealthy. So we really had colorful variety of fantastic local architects, and we had many of those wealthy background of investors who could afford to have properties like this built. It was very clever town planning, because they never wanted people to buy that piece of land, you know, from the city to build on. The city got it for a use, and for 99 years. And those investors got it free to build in, and the only thing the chief architect has made the main plan for one avenue, how it's supposed to look like, so what sort of major plans they have to follow. And once the building was built up, you know what the city wanted was a benefit of the use of one apartment and one shop, you know, rental. And the city provided the electricity, the water, and the gas for the building. So that was just made like a boom for the development of Budapest by the second half of 1800. Look on your right side, look at this fantastic architecture. I told you, this is like Paris, or like Vienna, or like London when you go to the details. And when we come for the optional, I'm going to show you lots of those fantastic architecture, even in the pedestrian area, because we are just halfway in between one wing to another wing of the pedestrian street, where we go for the farmers market and Christmas market. So when you look down to the left, that's the pedestrian area in the distance, you know, which leads towards that farmers market, and you know the other point on the other side is just where the Christmas market and even more beautiful of the architectures are. And where are we now? At the waterfront. Where do we go now? Back to Buda. So we have seen Pest so far, and now we take the Elizabeth Bridge, and look at this for beautiful scenery. So we are not only having fantastic architecture, but look at the nature. The mountains are making like a nice curve, and the city is just in the slope of the mountains and in a basin of the mountains. And the Danube just has got a nice calm flow in the center of the city, without any of those locks, without any of those man-made sort of water steps. It's just absolutely relaxing. Very, very nice, like an oasis for the city. And up in front of us, on the left side, you just keep looking, nice monument. You see the man holding across to the city. That's Robin's favorite story. And he is sometimes very naughty about him. You know, because this is a missionary who got killed in 1047, Bishop Gellert, his name was. And they murdered him in a terrible way, you know, those group of barbarian pagan people who refused to change for Christianity. They took him up to the top of that hill, put him into a barrel with nails inside of it and rolled him down from the top of the hill. So we feel guilty because it was a group of those Hungarian tribal people who refused to change for Christianity, who has done these mean, nasty things. The only excuse they had, they were treated as bad, you know, by the force of Catholicism, you know, in the other way, but still no excuse to murder anybody at all. So, but later on he got canonized and the hill received his name after this missionary. This is Bishop Gellert.
Alles klar.
So we are just driving now along the river, but on the upper embankment, and look to your left. There is another very embarrassing thing. Look at your left side. And you know, it used to be one of the nicest outdoor recreational park with fantastic concert halls, restaurants, dining area. It was a royal garden. And look on the ceiling on the left side, the arches, beautiful of the glazed tiles decorating. Look at the little shops. This used to be an art quarter. Art boutiques used to be around here. What had happened? Communism nationalized it. And they used it without any effort to put money into maintaining it, upkeeping it. And it wore off completely. And then it was easy. They said, okay, they shut it up. It's life dangerous to let people in. And anytime somebody's interest turn up, you know, to bite, they just put an excuse, you know, of arguments, monument restrictions, and they lost the interest of investors completely. Have a look to your left, something nice. You see the old cable car, the funicular, it's coming down, so you can actually physically see that funicular coming down. That is a cable car we have got since the 1880s, and after Second World War damage, we got it remade, we got it reopened, and we are using it again. When you're looking to your right now, you see this is our chain bridge. This is our firstly built permanent bridge, what we have completed in between Buda and Pest. And that was the bridge which was so beautifully lit up last night. So this is our chain bridge, what you see here. And when you are looking up to your left, look up to your left. Can you see that building with the green dome? Okay, that's the palace. But I told you already last night that our palace is completely different than the one in Vienna, either the Hofburg or the Schönbrunn Palace, because our palace has got no rooms and no furnitures. It's very embarrassing, but it's just one of the ugliest interior you've seen in your life. Why? Because during the Second World War, this palace got converted to become a Nazi Gestapo headquarters. And when the Second World War was over, what happened to the palace? It was destroyed. It was flattened down completely. And in the 1960s, it took us 6 years, but we kept rebuilding the palace. And we made it identical looking to Maria Theresa's palace exterior. But we didn't have anything to put in. So that's why they converted it into a national gallery, which is a local fine arts exhibition center, and the library, and we have got a Buddha history museum. It's a museum complex, but no rooms, no furniture, no royal interior at all. But a good thing, you know, the other 2/3 of the hill stayed very nicely original and maintained, very nicely original, and that's where we're going. Look up to your left. Isn't it beautiful? It looks like a fairy tale area. You see those little tent-looking domes on those castle walls? Those little tents. So this is our fisherman's bastion, and that's going to be the place for you to do the photos, you know, that's your viewpoint area. You see the church with those glazed ceramic tiles on the roof? And this is our 700 years ago Roman Catholic Church of Hungary, which has